Hello, it's Van here with another house build. This time I'm building a sort of uh, tiny home with um, a horse barn attached to it. Yes, this is the Sims 3. And yes, I know in the Sims 4 horses just were added, but they are very buggy. That and my game is still not fixed, so I was not gonna buy the pack anyway, but I'm definitely not buying it because they haven't uh, made sure that I could play any of my other expansions in The Sims 4. So here we are, we're building this, and I think in the end it looks quite nice. I tried to use as much of the uh, items from the pets expansion as I could, just so it might look a bit better. And that's what we're going to do. Well, that's just what I'm doing right now when you're watching it, so I hope you're enjoying this. I should have maybe, looking at it now, added some, um, what do you call it, color yellow instead of the pink I'm gonna add, but we are here and this is what we're doing, apparently. And it's gonna be a very small house. And if you know why I'm picking the pink, I have no clue. I can tell you the reason in a second. I did see the Barbie movie 2 weeks ago now, 2 Sundays ago. And yes, I might have been tiny bit inspired by the combination of Barbie and Horse Ranch coming out in The Sims 4. Maybe, but maybe also not. And I have some horse related custom content in my game, which I'm gonna add in to this build a tiny bit, just because I can. And I rarely use it because it is only decoration and not objects you can definitely interact with. Yeah, I have a couple of horse jumps, but I haven't used that in this particular build. And I've ridden horses for years. I have a degree in how to keep horses and how to train them. And I have some issues with this Sims 4 pack. Mainly there are just a lot of bugs with it, which of course is a hassle, and it's not usually like that. The Sims team have said that they had a hard time getting horses to work because apparently there is a lot of different movement, which is odd because, hear me out, a lot of other games have horses in them, other uh, first person shooting games have horses in them, and if the, the they are definitely just an add-on in those games. Uh, but they are there. They haven't. They. Well, I'm really good at talking. I'm really good at it. Uh, they do add them in, so you would say if it definitely is that hard to animate a horse, why do all these other games don't have issues with that? And I would say there were animators that made Sims 4, made horses in the Sims 3. Where did they go? Why weren't not why weren't they working on this pack? Did you all fire them? And if they really had such a hard time getting the horses to work, why didn't they bring in somebody from another game that had animated horses in that game? It's just, in my eyes, they are giving us a lot of excuses for why it was not working or isn't working, why there are so many bugs. And then I have no clue if anybody of you has ever seen a barrel race, but barrel racing is not with two barrels. In my mind, barrel race is always three barrels, and then you ride around the two on one side, and then you gallop from those two to the far end side one, and then you go around that barrel, and then you gallop back. Could be me, but they could have made that interaction better. I also think that there isn't a lot of space in front of the jumps. They go from standing still to a gallop to a jump and then back to standing still. That is a bit odd. The fact that there is the whole competition training horse center is all just one big how do you call that? It's on the tip of my tongue. There's no interaction there. They walk in and they are out of your reach for a while they do this competition or this training. Then you get back to it. In The Sims 3, you could at least you got a pop-up on the screen that showed you how your horse and your rider were doing during the competition. You had three options. You could just go for normal, or go for all clear, or all go something. There were options, and I like that more. And I also sort of like it in The Sims 4. You can have a horse bed. If you have just watched, if you are watching this, you could see there are stables, but there is no bedding. Yes, I have. I have some stall mats, CC content, custom content, CC in my game. That could fix that, because you don't want your horses laying on just carpet or stone or concrete. You don't want that. So that is maybe one better thing in The Sims 4. But that's about it. Because I will always prefer The Sims 3. I think it's the better game. Yes, the graphics are better in The Sims 4, but it's a closed world. And this world is just open. My horses have the whole world to graze in if they wanted to. If I send them to there. And that's just not a thing in The Sims 4. And you can't control your horses, but they are part of the household. So in The Sims 3, I think you can have about 6 or 8 horses and up to 10 Sims. like the pets come in their own menu, and you can control the horses. I could ask the horse to gallop up and down the street if I wanted to, and that isn't a thing in The Sims 4. That, and I think just in general at this moment in time in the real horse world, people are thinking more of horses that they should always be outside, always have a lot of room and not being cooped up in the stable. And yes, I get it's a game, but the fact that they made beds is better, but then I believe all the pre-made rooms come with a stable. So, and the whole world, there is only one huge lot and the rest are just smallish lots, which then comes back to this what's going on in the real horse world, where they want horses to have a lot of space and maybe only be in the stable at night, and that just doesn't really transfer well. And they have had this issue a while now, making smallish worlds with not a lot of lots and not a lot of big lots. I have a couple of custom content worlds in my game, The Sims 3. One of them specifically designed for horses. You have, I think, out of the back of my head, 12 lots next to each other in the middle of this world. All 12 of those lots are 60 by 60, and you of course in The Sims 3 can own multiple lots. Oh, my computer will crash if I do that, but you could at least do that. You could own all of those lots and have a real competition arena, a real stable block, a real size outdoor arena, indoor arena, and that just sounds better, especially with how we in the real world are really thinking about giving our horses the best life they can have. And I think that is something they should have considered. And I also think that because they made it its own expansion pack, instead of like The Sims 3 where they gave us all the pets in one pack, yeah, then you could argue, well, maybe horses are not pets, but I think it works out quite nice. Like that, and the fact that we know that there are gonna be more animals in separate packs, because that is what they have been doing. That is just a bit sad, if you ask me. Generally speaking, when I play with horses in my Sims 3 games, I make one arena along one side of the biggest lot that I have. Like there's almost 60 by 60 a lot. That means that it's almost 20 by almost 60 arena, and it's 9 out of 10 times useless. But I like the visual of that. And then I will potentially add 2 stables in there just for the funsies. Just for the funsies. Not really useful. Yes, the stables are, but it's the whole thing is bulky, and Sims get attracted to these stables. They really want to interact with the horses when they are in the stables. That's also a bit of a downside, if you ask me. I would still say that the Sims 3 pets is better than the Sims 4 horse ranch. And I also still think that they should have never got rid of the color wheel in the Sims 4. That thing is elite. That thing is maybe also why sometimes it takes a while for people to build in the Sims 3, because you have like any color you want, any pattern you have in your game. And that may be a bit challenging maybe. But looking at my screen, I've waffled along long enough so I can sign this video off, and that'd be nice, wouldn't it, for everybody? As always, there are screenshots at the end of the video, and my name is Friese. If you enjoyed watching this video, thumbs this video up, subscribe to my channel so you see the next part. My name is Friese, and I hope you have a lovely day. Goodbye.